Okay, so now let's go on and create some tests. For that, I normally respect the folder structure that I have in my main project and my test project. So if I have application commands, I'm gonna have the same structure in the tests. It's easier to find the under test methods. So now let's say I'm going to have a create product command.cs, and it's going to be under my test project, the service application that commands, and the class is create product command, and with mediator you need to implement the iRequest, and you need to implement the iRequest handler for the handler class. So it's going to be like public class handler, and here you have iRequest handler, and in the first you have to say, in the first type you have to say what are you going to handle and what is going to return. Normally for the creations I return the ID. So on the front end you may need to navigate to the page of that created entity. So this makes it easier, and I don't return that much else, just this one. So this is fine for now, and this will be our product command for now. So now let's go and create a test. So here we are going to have application, and we are going to have commands, and under the commands we are going to have create product command tests.cs, and so here I'm going to create my first test. I'm going to say public void should, your test name should like be descriptive. What is it going to achieve at the end? What's going to be, what are you trying to make sure that your code gonna do? So here let's say should create a product with the given DTO, or from grammatic, from the given DTO, and it's going to be a fact. This means that this will always do this based on the input. And now if you remember, we have a get DTO here, so we are going to need to add the same folder here, create product command tests, and under this I'm going to say like create product DTO and .json, and for now I'm going to keep it empty, and then I say like DTO is get DTO and this, and since so it happens that because both projects are open right now, this one has not loaded the new class under this. So if I say okay, I want this, and the name is create product DTO, I cannot, oh, this one is fine now. Sometimes it happens that you cannot load it, and you just need to like reload the project, reload the window, but that's fine now. Now we are going to execute the function. So since this doesn't have any constructor, it's a parameterless constructor at the moment, we are going to like just call it and execute the handle. So it's going to be like create product command, that's this with the handler, and this will be our SUT. This is the system under test, and then you say okay, now call the handle. This is my DTO, and the cancellation token gonna be none. And this, so you need the result since it's a query, and then you say var result, and then you actually can write it down right now. So you are going to say, so you are going to open a transaction, or get the DB context, read the product based on the result, and say, okay, I expect that it gonna have these properties set on it. So let's say, but for now, since on the create product command here we don't have any DTO, we are going to add them. So but before that, I would like also to see what was under product. For now we have the name and price and the stocks. We are going to write the test for the stocks separately. Now let's do the name and the price. So let's say that public string name is one property here, and public decimal price is the other. And then in our JSON here, we can say the same. We can say this is the name, and the name is my test product, and the price is 20 something. And so here we say db context factory, that run db context, and it's going to give us a db context, and we are going to read the product and say db context that products that first, since we expect that it really exists there, this is our first test. It says first extent id is equal to like result. You can also change result to like product id, so it's not misleading. So if the product doesn't exist, this is the first failure. It's gonna fail because it doesn't exist. And now our other expectations is that the name is set on it and the price. So it's going to be like product that name that should, this is the fluent assertion, that should be, and the DTO dot name, and then the price as well. And then I expect that the price should be also this. And this is our test. So as you may expect, when we run this, it's gonna fail because obviously here it says not implemented exception. But we are going to run it to see if it's going to give us that, and nothing with our test is wrong so far. So let's just run this. It could fail because we didn't migrate our database, but let's see. So first of all, it says it cannot find this DTO. So the create product DTO, let's get it, and let's see if the naming is right. Create product command tests, and it says this is under data, create product command test. Here you have to also make sure that you are going to include this one also in your output. So the way to do that is that you do this, and then you do this to include the data folder also in your output. So to test this, you just build a project again to see if it's going to have it here. So as you see, it's here. And so let's run this again. So we got the method or operation is not implemented. So now let's implement our method.